I lost like 6 kilos, but we made it. We are in the home. We have 2 kids. We have 2 jobs. And we keep going, you know. Man, you gotta do what you gotta do every day.
Bonjour, monsieur. Can I disturb you for a second?
You're already doing.
Que bastard! For this new vlog, I wanted to have my favorite special guest right here to do a little debrief of our first week at home. Let's get into it. I cannot wake up the kids, so we are going into the living room. Okay, here we are in our living room.
Paradisiac living room.
Exactly. First of all, can we speak about how comfortable is this sofa? I don't think you can truly understand the level of comfort of this sofa. This sofa is called Le Grand Soffice. It's from Edra, and we have been spending, I think, 6 months looking for, even a year, looking for the perfect sofa. This is the first one that we saw, and we're like, oh my god, it's the most comfortable. But then we're like, okay, but maybe it's not the style, and no. We went in so many different stores, designer, we checked everything, but nothing gave us this level of like,
Basically, we were looking for some, like we were trying sofa, hoping to find something else. I don't even know why, but never.
Like,
we never managed nothing
like
like this.
This is like being on the cloud. Like you can do the best naps in your life on this.
Even the choice of the
material,
fabric,
the fabric is so soft. It's called chenille, I think. How long it's been? It's been 2 weeks that we are at home.
We moved in the 5th of February.
And
because it was 5225, I remember very well.
It's been 2 weeks since we moved in. I feel like we already have been here forever because I feel like it's so
we have been here for 2 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
mentally we were there.
And also I think that, we saw so many render and you took care of every single detail of this. Literally, you were here for a long time. You know what I mean? It's our home, It was meant to be our home. You build it up to be our home. So when we moved in, it was easy.
Yeah.
We were not adapting to a new space, you know what I mean? Like it's weird, but
it's weird, but it's true. Like I feel like already it feels super cozy. Like the house is truly already ours, There is the toys of the kids everywhere. Everyone has his own little routine.
That's not a good thing, though. I mean, I'm
Look. At some point we are gonna have a coffee table here, but not today.
Probably it's gonna be inside the park of the kid, the coffee table.
Exactly. And no, I have to say that it feels very homely. Also, probably because the vibe of the house, it's something that maybe you cannot perceive through the camera, and the light that is passing through the windows. I don't know.
But I mean, also we are immersing the nature. Like on one side of the house there is mountainside, on the other side of the house there is just the lake, and we have this beautiful light coming from south to north every morning, going through every single room of the home. So this house, it's literally like sun bath all the day. So the light, the view, the environment that we're in, everything is so peaceful.
Yeah.
And so even right now the kids are sleeping, so you can really perceive that peace.
No, also if the kids were awake, we are not able to do this video.
No, indeed.
But what is your favorite room so far? Because now we are missing the terrace, we are missing the balconies because we are gonna have some tables on the balconies, which I know I'm gonna use quite a lot, and we are missing the ground floor. So far we have these two floors.
The ground.
Yeah. But what is your favorite room so far? Your studio?
The one that you just arrived interrupting me.
I took you out from.
Exactly. Obviously, this room, it's insane. Out of scale, you know what I mean? Like, you cannot compete with whatever else from an aesthetic point of view. But, it's the first room of the house. So whoever is entering the house is getting in the living room and stuff. Kids are running around, blah, blah, blah. This is the center of the house. It's definitely the room that we are spending more time in. But my studio, that has also a little living room part, it's cozy, it's more quiet.
I feel like also because the space is smaller and
Absolutely.
it's covered in wood, it's very,
Absolutely.
very intimate.
Very
and we
intimate.
don't even have, like, the chimney is not even finished yet. Can you
Yeah.
imagine when we're gonna do a fire there?
It's not, it's also like a room that you're using in another moment of the day. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you're not eating in
No.
or having lunch, or you are having those calm moments. You read,
You
listen to
work,
music. I mean, and as you are saying, because of also the hood, the color of, of the room, everything is quiet. You are jealous?
No. No, because I use it anyway. For me, it's gonna be the living room, just because I love the kitchen and I love that our living dining is so close to the kitchen. So I feel like this floor I feel really good in. Also, it's the time that we are playing with the kids, running around with Romeo and Charlotte. I love this sofa. I feel like it's so comfortable, so I love to lie on it, use the projector. I also love the bathroom, can I tell?
Yeah, we forgot about the bathroom. Like probably it's the second room in which you spend more time. Like always inside the bathtub.
Yes.
I think that we're gonna have to, to record the second episode when
It's gonna be finished.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
now we're at end of February. We're going toward the spring season. Like when the terrace will be ready and we will have like the first aperitivo before the fireplace turned on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dream.
With that crazy 180 degrees views on the lake. It's gonna be tough. And I think that even your studio /
my office,
I'm
so
because
excited.
You're gonna have all your wardrobe with all your super cool pieces, collection pieces and stuff, inspiration, whatever, like your bureau, and I mean that is gonna be cool.
Indeed, a lot of people asked us for like a final home tour, and we will be doing it, but
when the house
will be ready, because now it's not ready.
2 floors out of 4, so it's not like the most important to live in, but it's 50% of the house.
I feel like also, as I shared so much on YouTube, like I saw a video on TikTok of a girl that like analyzed her home, but it was not finished yet. So you had the neon, and some people were saying like, oh my god, how can you put some neon and not hide them? And I was like, dude, it's literally not finished. We still have some like lights on the walls that are not done. Like there's a lot of things that needs to be done. I say that probably the room that I don't love at the moment is our bedroom. I mean, I love it. I sleep so well. It's missing stuff. Too white. It's plain.
Plain, something else. But let's say that it's less characteristic
It's
compared
not
to
finished.
other things. Let's say, guys, like in the living room, we have frescoes, statues and stuff. In her bathroom, she put columns, marble, and like you're a bit of a lot of stuff girl. You know what I mean? Our room is a bit less stuff. Bedroom, I mean. Probably like you still didn't find a lot of stuff to put in.
Once we'll have the curtain, I'll be able to put some paintings and pictures, and we need a headboard and like some stuff like to make it more warmer. I love that the wall in front of our bed is empty, so we can put like the projector right into the moulure, like the perfect screen to watch our movies at night. Like this is super cool. I love the headlight. I'm obsessed with this piece. But yeah, I feel like this one needs a little bit of work.
Even kids' bedrooms.
They are amazing.
Like
they are
spending so much time with Romeo's in his bedroom.
They love them so much.
Romeo, I mean, for the first week that he was here, basically he didn't want to leave the room.
Exactly.
Okay.
A lot of people asked us also things about renovation. I feel like one day we should do a video about like the mistakes that we did, or like the things that you should plan during a renovation.
Such a long list of those.
But I feel like maybe we can start and try to give like some advice that we can give to someone that is renovating their home. Like I'm gonna start with that. I think like having a good contractor, fundamental. I don't know, maybe you have a friend of yours that already did a house with them. You need to make sure that the person that is doing your home is a true professional and is able to do things like your home, okay? So if your friends did like a super modern loft, but you are renovating a nation villa, probably the same contractor is not gonna work for both. Like you need to have kind of an expert on what you are working on. Like us, we find ours thanks to neighbors that work with him and blah, blah, blah. This is such a fundamental, because if you don't have the right person, it's just gonna be like an open hole of problems that is gonna get bigger and bigger every day.
Absolutely, yes. Then me, I'm more the practical person. So, but what Gab just said, it's fundamental. A bit on in the same direction. When you renovate something in a particular area, it's better to work with people from that area, local, because anyway, like our house, it's very complicated to reach on the lake. Like even moving, trucks,
moving stuff.
how to eliminate all the
garbage.
all the materials that they are using, and then after finish the work, whatever, everything is very complicated.
And also like what we like yesterday we had an appointment for the terrace, and we work with local people, and indeed because they know like things that we would have never thought about, but
they
like
know even materials to use.
The lake has an ecosystem that is like its own thing, so they know exactly what kind of material you need to use for the difference of temperature, and if you don't do it with someone from that region, they probably not gonna be aware of it, and you're gonna be doing mistakes that then can cost you a lot. So I would say that probably it's better sometimes to pay a bit more at the beginning, but at least make sure that you don't have bad surprising along the way that is gonna end up costing you anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, not necessarily you're gonna pay more, but for sure it's gonna be harder maybe to find, because as we didn't know anybody here, so we arrived, so we had to ask, to research. Indeed, we had a contractor in the beginning that we knew from Milano, but then we realized that he was not able to work properly here. And so we had to wait, and we wasted maybe 3-4 months. The work started later and stuff, but at the end we had somebody that even spending 1.5 years here on the lake, was normal for him because he's from this area. Then obviously, as Gab was saying before, having a general contractor that can handle many things and handle also many other supplier, that would be amazing. It's not easy to find somebody that can do everything.
No. And
it's also very important, very hard, but having a clear idea of what you want to do since the beginning, obviously it's gonna be very useful.
I think it's hard. I mean, you know what? I feel like for the house, if I tell you when we bought the house and what we finished with, we had a little idea, but it's evolving, because the more you do research, the more your taste is evolving. Like I feel like what we try to do, because when we bought the house was kind of left in very poor condition. Floors were rotten. We basically tried to revamp it, but trying to maintain the characteristic of the house. I feel like we also added obviously our touch. So me, I'm from France, so it was really important for me to have like French identity inside of this home, because obviously I grew up in an Haussmannian apartment, so home to me is that. Bring the bit of that, even if it's not like very Puritan. I think like it's a mix of like, we kind of had a mix of like the France and Italy, also with the designer.
Very neoclassic Italian style also.
Yeah, we kept all those things, but even with the furnitures, like we have a lot of furniture, some like French and Italy, like in every room that you have France and Italy basically.
The very important suggestion that I can give you is hire Gabrielle as an interior designer. If you want to renovate an ancient villa.
Only if you like my style, because I'm not sure I would be able to do.
If you want to renovate a New York loft or something like that, I don't know if she's the best. Because I mean, anyway, she's going to transform that in an ancient villa.
No, that's not true. I would never do that.
Definitely, your style is very peculiar, let's say.
Maybe one day I will look into it, but I have to say that I love this kind of architecture. Like I'm not the kind of person that really loves like ciment béton and very modern structure. That's why this house was so exciting. It's because we had so many beautiful like features that were there that we try to preserve. It's exactly my kind of beauty, let's say.
Thinking about all the features that we try to preserve. Again, getting back to the people that are working in the house, like it's even better working with the local people also, because often they already know also the Italian lake style, of this house. And if you don't have people that know that, that are not real artisans and able to work on that, it would have been quite hard,
Probably if you are renovating something, try to get inspiration from the space that you bought, you know, if where you are, what is the style of the house, like this kind of things. And then slowly anyway, you're gonna build your way up to understanding what is beautiful to you and what makes you happy. One of the things that was super helpful when we tried to give personality to the room was like the utility of the rooms, okay? Like what are we gonna do there? So for example, for the studio, we know we wanted to have a place that would be like, we wanted to have like a huge library because we wanted to read our books. We have like some books about like art, design, painting, music, cuisine, like so many things. And we wanted to have a room in which we can just like have this kind of leisure, like music.
It's designed also to keep all the, you know, vinyls, discs. So
what use you're gonna do, you know. In the ballroom, we know that it was gonna be more like a place of like receptions. So we wanted to have a large sofa so we can have like all our families, group of friends coming in.
I think it's even too big. I don't want so many friends around.
Like we wanted a big table because we wanted to have like, you know, big dinners with lots of friends and family and everything. Like if we had something else in mind, probably we would have put like smaller furnitures so we can do like more kind of areas inside of the room. But what we try to do is just like making it like very flowly, just having like dinners and sitting conversation. Like that's what the room is about. So I feel like this is a nice way to help you then understand, like, what are you gonna do in this room? Like, what are the things that you love? Like, do you like to have dinners and like host, you know? Do you like to paint? If you like to paint, maybe you should have a little spot for your painting, or like, you know, it really depends on what you like and what you want to do in your house. And I feel like this was really useful to define a bit the different rooms.
Yep. And another suggestion on the practical side, if you are restoring an ancient house, villa or whatever, always keep a reserve in time, reserving money, reserve in expectation. Unfortunately, like when you are starting renovating or, you know, stripping out the walls, you can never know what you're gonna find.
This subject could be a whole video by itself.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
This subject is insane, but basically like money, timing, energy, everything you think it's gonna be 30% more.
By the way, it's worth it also for the boat. Like when you start renovating something very old, like you know when you are starting and where you are starting from, you definitely don't know where
when you finish
when you're gonna finish and where you're gonna finish. You know, like, but obviously like structure, walls, everything was different, was built different. And when you strip out all the wall, like we had to reinforce a lot the structure, like all the floors and stuff. All those things, all those you know.
We had to change every windows.
Yeah, every window,
we had
every
to
pipe,
the floor.
everything.
We had to redo like the piping. Like we literally had to redo everything.
A lot of those they were not, you know,
not planned.
And we were not expecting to have to do that. But yeah.
Once we started to work on it, then you realize, okay, but this you need to do. We need to add this. You need to add that. You need to add this. And at the end of the day, but I'm gonna tell you, when you are in the process, it's a nightmare. When you are almost there, like now, you don't even think about it anymore. But it's something you have to keep in mind.
I mean,
like,
you are poor, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. We're poor.
You are happy and poor.
For Christmas, I sent to Riccardo this joke. There was like this video in which it was a couple that was saying like, "Merry Christmas! Look at this beautiful wall. Merry Christmas! Sit on that chair that we just bought. Merry Christmas! Look at the light in the room." Like literally.
Our Christmas was a bit like that, but we were not even here.
No, we were not there. Obviously, it's kind of a project of a lifetime to do a renovation, and I feel like you need to have the energy also, because it's not only about the money, which is already something, but it's also like all the time and energy that you spend on it. Like I cannot even tell how many hours Riccardo had to spend on the phone with each and every artisan every single day.
Master in negotiation.
Yeah,
guys,
you
and
should hire
diplomacy.
him. Exactly. If you have a cantiere, he can be the chef of the cantiere.
And I think, I mean, I'm really sorry to say so. I really hope that none of our artisans will watch this video, but some of those, they really saw the worst side of myself. Even Gab, sometimes she was like surprised.
Guys, the worst side of Riccardo is the nicest side of everyone else.
Yeah,
like
but
this.
still, it's my worst.
Sometimes I do the weird, we had like a supplier, I'm not gonna go into details, that was fundamental. Okay, it was something fundamental for the house. It was, if it was not there in time, nothing could be done. Okay, this guy was late of 7 months. Like, you have to be an angel to be there after 7 months. At some point, Riccardo took the phone and said, "Adesso basta." It was not like he screamed in insult, but just the fact that he did that for him, it was, oh my God. It was me. I would have burned the fucking business. I would have gone crazy.
I'm more objective, you know, like what's my aim? At the end, we handle that.
It's way clever to be like this. I feel like I'm more like fiery.
It's
so
not a matter.
I tend to go.
It's not a matter of being clever or not.
It's also a way of being.
Yeah, for you it's easier to be in another way. Like,
for me, it's hard to keep calm.
It's fire and water in our couple, and thankfully we are like that. Because even between us, you know, double side helps a lot.
It's true. The advice.
But anyway, be ready to fight. Because when you have 15 different artisans, like somebody will try to, you know, no, I'm not late. It's the other guy responsibility. No, at the end of the story, and then you are tired, you know, after many months, and you are paying them a lot of money and stuff. So could be quite stressful.
It's almost like a full-time job while you're also having a full-time job.
Yeah, and being a full-time parent.
Exactly.
Oh my
God. It has been a lot of our energy. But
one of our closest friends is always telling us, guys, I envy your how you would say
sana inconscienza,
like your healthy, I don't know how to say
careless attitude. No,
like and we are like that.
Sometimes we pay the price.
I lost like 6 kilos, but we made it. We are in the home, we have 2 kids, we have 2 jobs, and we keep going, you know. Man, you gotta do what you gotta do every day.
Sana inconscienza. Last year we paid the price a lot for that. Like, we moved like way too many times, different houses, and it has been complicated. But honestly, being here today is such a dream, and I feel like probably it's also because of that we are so appreciative of like waking up here every day. And
I mean, I'm so appreciative because of the view.
Me too.
You should show them the view, like, guys.
They know the view.
You already know the view, guys?
Of course they know the view. Wait, I'm gonna show you the view. Look at the view. Look at the view. We are very grateful for the view. Okay? We are very grateful for the view.
By the way, I was checking an email of another supplier. I'm obsessed.
I'm very grateful for this view. Anyway, you have to send us more questions if you want. We can do a part 2.
We should do part 2, part 3, part 4, every part in a different room.
Oh, yes, I love that. Coffee with Gabrielle in each room.
You're not gonna do in the bathtub, guys.
No,
right?
no. I think it's important to do something for yourself. So when you're doing your house, like, only think about what you like and what you want, and don't get too much like other people opinion getting into your mind, because this is going to be your home forever. So you want to do something that is going to be pleasing for you and not something that is going to be beautiful for others. Like, what's matter is that you feel good in it and that you think it's amazing. That's all.
Very true.
And the view is just the most beautiful thing about the house at the end of the day. We did all of this work, but there is nothing more beautiful than the view that we have.
One of the most important suggestions that we can give you, and that we learned, by the way,
Here.
here, and we did some mistake in the past probably, when you buy a place, you can transform it, destroy, rebuild in 20 years. I'm not saying that you have to do immediately. You can do whatever you want with that. But if you don't have a good lighting, the
Natural
right position,
light, not
natural light,
lightning.
yeah, sure. If you don't have a good view,
Yeah,
you cannot build,
work on.
exactly, you cannot build it up. When we saw the first time this home, we said, wow, because the view was amazing. The natural light was insane, like watching east-south. So we basically have sunlight all the day, full of windows, like with nothing in front. So we said, okay, that's our place. Definitely, we knew that the restoration would have been
like now.
big,
This is the end of the afternoon, and we have no light on.
No, exactly.
No light on, and this is how bright it is.
And we are even against the
and we are
moon.
against the light. And honestly, you're so right. Like you can do so many things on the inside, but this you can never change. And we lived in apartment before, like our first apartment in Milan, for example. You have a lot of vis-a-vis. There's no direct light, so we lived in places like that before, and we were totally fine with it. But now that we experience this, like oh my god, yeah, like for sure, this is something that now we would keep in mind.
Yeah,
forever.
obviously in cities it's different,
more difficult,
obviously. Like because it's easy to say you need to be in the last floor with a beautiful terrace. Yeah, no, it's not what we are saying. It's mostly in this kind of houses. Like if you're on the lake or in places like that, like the position is everything. It's way better. I would suggest to go for a smaller house, but with a great view, great position. Maybe not even on the lake, but even higher, but with a very good view. Because then even if you have a smaller space inside, but you have a huge view like the one that we have, like you don't really feel any kind of, limitation. If you are in a beautiful house, huge, whatever, and then you don't have, all of that.
For example, the house that we rented before, it was literally so close to the lake.
30 meters from the lake.
But you could not see the lake from any windows. And the feeling is so different.
Completely.
It's like living in the middle of the forest and seeing a wall instead of seeing a tree. You know what I mean? We felt it on our skin, like how...
But even in the mountainside, there are a lot of beautiful places that they never have sunlight. Or they don't have enough, I think that when you are in the nature, like on the sea, on the lake, on the mountain, position, view, and sunlight is fundamental. Then, obviously, in cities, if you're looking for an apartment, it's a bit different.
Guys, when I lived in New York, I lived in a basement apartment. So let me tell you that the light and the view was the feet of the people walking by. Remember?
So true.
And the light was artificial. Okay, so that was the situation.
The light in Brooklyn.
But it was so good. I honestly had lived my best life there. Maybe I'm old now. Maybe we're old now. We care about things that we didn't care before.
For sure.
We're so old, Amore.
It's normal.
We are parents of two. We are speaking about how important natural sunlight in there.
I mean, next time we're gonna speak how health is important.
I want to learn how to cook, Amore.
Indeed, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think that was
embrace your age, guys.
Embrace yourself. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put in the comment, and we will keep you updated because we still have a lot of works that are gonna coming in the next weeks.
Yeah, in 2-3 weeks we're gonna have a few big changes.
Yeah, also because we are gonna have a very special shooting. And
so everybody is rushing to finish before it. Yeah, because we didn't want it more stress,
Exactly. So as you say, la sana inconscienza. We always put ourselves into like stressful situations.
But I mean, the thing is that it was so cool when we have been asked about this shooting. So yes, for sure the house is gonna be ready. Yeah. Everything is gonna be ready. We were literally with the boxes. Okay.
So yeah, we will keep you posted. We'll show you everything. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate.
Ciao, guys. I'm gonna go back in my studio.
Ciao.